It's Week 9 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Eagles and the Jaguars on Sunday night.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scotts alongside Brock Heward. Brock, now that we're into the November portion of our season, we've got a pretty good picture of who both of these teams, at least who we expect these teams to be from here on out.
Yeah, no question about it, Kate. They're through the opening rounds if this is a boxing match, right? In this season-long fight. Early issues been worked through, at least you hope so. And this is where they have to be in that groove as we push through the heart of the season.
Jake Elliott is out ready to kick this one away. And we're underway on Sunday night. Brings in the kick at the 9. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out in his 4th season since arriving as the #1 overall pick back in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
I think we could give them a pass from last week because they still found a way to win. And that's the ultimate job of a quarterback. But those interceptions, that's not what we're used to seeing out of him week to week. The 2 touchdowns, though, well, that's the bar he wants to hit each and every time out. And when he gets there, usually good things follow.
And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Jaguar first down. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he gets him around 6 there. Devin White hauls him down. We're going to look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 43. That's complete. Here's Kirk. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Darius Slay with the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Etienne gets it on the draw. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Lawrence working from the gun. Complete. It's Ingram. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. From the shotgun, Lawrence into traffic, complete. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Cooper DeJean with the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 27. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Only 1 yard for them, and now we'll see what they decide to do on 4th and short.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They give up the gut to Bigsby, and he'll get them enough for a first down.
Fourth down, pressure on him. He was not backing down for a second. Nice effort to carry the rock. More importantly for his offense to get a first down.
That's Thomas. He's got it. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal. A tight end in motion now. Bigsby punches it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is Cook to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
You know, Kate, sometimes they say great quarterbacks are like great point guards. And much like we measure point guards in basketball with the assist-to-turnover ratio, and you love a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio that will win you ball games, same with quarterbacking. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, big old win last week.
We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second down now, 7 to go. They go to Barkley again. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Hurts. Barkley's got it. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now Barkley. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Has a man, it's Brown. And they had that one contained right at the line. Play brought to an end by Ronald Darby. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. A play fake. Now Hurts to throw. Buying some time. Look, and this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Hurts now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So that brings up 4th and long. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. This one from 47 yards away. The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Jaguars, then running back Travis Etienne, trotting back out to the field. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Begins his return at the 16. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. They cross the 40. Nice run there. And he's all the way down to the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Didn't take a rocket scientist to know, Kate. They wanted to get the ball in this guy's hands any way they could, not just in the passing game, and he just showed you why. This defense not prepared for his impact on the ground.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Hauled in by Goddard, left side. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a 1st. From the red zone now. Has it at the 7. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. They're going to run with Barkley. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Getting out to his left. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. slim 2-point lead early. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Devin Duvernay to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. This is ahead for about 5. Jacoby Dean in on the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Lawrence now off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
Here's ETN on 1st down. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. They go right back to ETN. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brought down by Jalen Carter. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Man in motion here. 2nd and 8. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Lawrence throwing here. Short pass brought in. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a field goal lead in our opening quarter. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the 1st half of play.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars take a 4-point lead.
14, Eagles 10.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Completes this one to Jahan Johnson. And And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Philadelphia first down. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
It's 2nd and 8.
Hurts to throw. It's Dotson on the catch. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Tyson Campbell, the man on that tackle. Jaguars with an extra defensive back out there, 3rd down. They put a receiver in motion right. Shotgun now on 3rd down. He throws a bullet, brought in inside the 20. And he gets in, touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a second quarter lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles push their lead to 3. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. So it's 2nd down coming up. Now Lawrence on the play fake. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down. And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, Lawrence. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Right side, cut by Davis. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
He's got Thomas on the slant. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Darius Slay with the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 42. Quick slant here to Kirk. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Number 13, Christian Kirk. An 8-yard pickup. And the Jaguars first down.
Trying it right side with Etienne. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. From the 28. Complete. It's Ingram. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Milton Williams making the stop. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Into the hands of Duvernay. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. A give right side, here's Bigsby. And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. Now it's Lawrence. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
The kick by Shudak is good. And we're all tied up now in the 1st half.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Return coming from the 6. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. First and 10 now from the 30. Hurts now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And not much. He maybe got a few across the 30 to about the 32. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's gonna run for it! Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
So 4th down, on heads, Braden Mann for the punt. Out to return this for the Jaguars, Devin Duvernay. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Motioning left is Thomas. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Ryan Thomas Jr., his intended target. So 2nd down coming up. Now Lawrence. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down. Lawrence to throw it. He puts some air under this one. Deep run. They connect on the deep shot. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
So flip the field, folks. It's 1st and 10 inside of enemy territory now. Lawrence now off the play action. Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple, and he's someone you can depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. ETN goes up and over for the touchdown. The Jaguars take a second quarter lead. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars break that tie and now lead by 7.
Eagles 17.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. Taken in by Smith. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Running left out of the second down option. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Has a man, it's Brown. He does it, touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was gonna be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird in the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Or maybe like a Tyrese Maxey, you know, but whatever.
Well, the kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did. And he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles bring it back to even. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. His return makes it up to the 25. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. And now it's 2nd down. Now a give to ETN running right. He's contained at the line for no gain. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this to ETN. And this one does not go far.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The home teams and A.J. Brown getting set for another look on offense here. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. On 1st down, Hurts. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. So that brings up 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. It's a gain of 4. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. That pass caught by Dotson. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 48-yard line.
From the 48. He'll get this one to Brown. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's good for an Eagles. First and 10.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. From the pistol, Hurts. He's fine Smith. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You can't start a fire without a spark. How about a lightning bolt? What a huge gain that totally changes the tone of the drive.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's an option play to the left. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles take a second quarter lead. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Duvernay on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Throwing the out route complete. He's got a gain of 6 there. Devin White hauls him down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Jaguars facing a deficit near the break. From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. He's on the move. Now he takes it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. From the 39. Flush down out to his left. Oh, he's going for it again. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That one goes for 25 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
This is hauled in by Ingram. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Flushed out of the pocket. And they take this in for the score. Jaguars earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Back to throw, Hurts. Barkley's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. 1st down throwing for Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
A loss of 7 brings up 2nd and 17.
We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Kirk Cousins leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. Finally, on Monday Night Football, Election Night Eve, the Super Bowl rematch from a few years back, Bucs and Chiefs from Arrowhead. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That throw behind his intended target.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect. Listen to me and how many words I screw up, but you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
That's complete. Here's Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Hurts now from the gun. Short pass brought in. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next third down coming.
Hurts looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're left facing 3rd and long. They kick the running back in motion. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Oh, option play now. He's headed right side. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Hurts setting up to throw. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take the lead right away in half number 2. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
One after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Duvernay on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
A nice pickup of 6. That's going to bring up 3rd down 9. Looking to throw, Lawrence. ETN on the catch. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Jacksonville in punt formation. Logan Cook, the one to kick it away. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they're going to take over possession. They've got 1st down from the 31. Backfield is empty as they motion him out right. Hauled in left side. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short.
At the 39-yard line.
Now Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Running back sent in motion. They'll throw on third and long. That's into the hands of Barkley. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing here, Hurts. He's got Smith. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go.
At the 45-yard line.
From the pistol, Hurts. And the Jaguars are there. He's hauled down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks.
And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be their football. The Jaguars returning their offense and this running back to the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Big play. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And they scoop it up. They can still run with it. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Jaguar first down. They'll try it left with Etienne. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
First down, and they go right back to him. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Devin White hauls him down. Second down now, 7 to go. Etienne again. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Josh Sweat making the stop. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8. Lawrence throwing here. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. He was good on his first attempt and his second from a little over 45 here. The kick by Shudak is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Trying to find A.J. Brown. So it'll be 2nd down.
Now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
A play fake. Now Hurts to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks on the afternoon. 6 sacks? Well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign? Well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay on the field.
Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. This one returned for 11 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Devin White hauls him down. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Now a give. It's ETN headed left. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Working inside the red zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars take a 3rd quarter lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3.
Eagles 38.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
1st down, a run with Barkley. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Option play. They give it to Barkley. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Well, right side, caught by Smith. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
They kick the running back in motion. On first down, Hurts. He's got it near the 8. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
He's got it! And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Second and goal, it's an option to the left. And he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles take a third-quarter lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. And if you like scoring, well, no doubt this dude's been one of your favorite quarterbacks to watch this season. That is rushing touchdown number 10 on the year. And he's really had a running back's nose for the end zone every time he's taken the field. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles take a 4-point lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Duvernay on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. On first and 10, here's Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Now Lawrence. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Got him in. It's Thomas. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Lawrence working from the gun. Finding Davis. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Jaguars into punt formation. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he made sure to angle that one toward the sideline. It bounces inside the 20 and jumps out at the 13. That's the end of the third on Sunday night. It's Eagles football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
It's an option left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running back sent in motion. From the 37. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 41. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Hurts now from the gun. That pass complete to Goddard. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
If only every completion could get that kind of result. That's good enough to knock a defense flat on its back.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
They're going to try to run it in, Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him a couple yards on that run, and this sets up 4th and goal.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right, decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
Here's a give inside to Gainwell. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And this buys them some much-needed breathing room up across the 5. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Completed to Davis. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on third. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
So out now comes the punter. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he'll haul in this punt. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Has a man, it's Brown. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They'll come up 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
This one finds Goddard. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Running back sent in motion left. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Brought in right side. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. And as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
1st down throwing for Hurts. Complete out to the right.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Brought in close to the 8. Touchdown, Philadelphia. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. They go right back to Etienne. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
You've got a man in motion. 1st down throw, Lawrence. That's taken in by Etienne. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Again, it's Bigsby. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Working quickly here. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He's trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Offense up to the line fast. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Barkley trying this up the gut. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
It's 2nd and inches.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Pickup of 5 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles on their way to their 3rd win of the year. They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go to Barkley again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Throwing on 3rd and long. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
56-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game. It really leaves only 1 remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll get this to Etienne. And he's short of the 1st after a mile gain. Here's 2nd and 5. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Escapes out to the left. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their third. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got third down. So we have a pause here inside 2 minutes. All reviews come from the booth. They want to take one more look. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
So upon further review and a consultation from Game Day Central, the call overturned. Here he is to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Throwing deep for the end zone. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.